navigating. Anything you say should be on live.
Hello, I am Tara from livingonadime.com. Living on a Dime to Grow Rich, and we start with our grocery bill right here and our Dining on a Dime cookbook where you can eat better, spend less. Today we're making my grandma's 1950s apple cake. Right there, here's her, right there in her handwriting. That's my grandma's recipe card. And we are making this today. All right, so we are live.
Hello, everyone.
Okay.
Sorry for the late show.
We had some
Interesting
internet issues. All right, so today I'm making apple cake, and for this recipe, I am using just regular Gala apples. Now, Granny Smith, Macintosh, Rome, those are all baking apples. And what's the difference between a baking apple and an eating apple? A baking apple is more tart and it's firmer when it's baked. An eating apple is squishier for like applesauce, that kind of thing, and it's a lot sweeter. But here's the thing. I like my apples squishy in my baked goods, and I like them sweeter. I don't really like Granny Smith apples, so I just use Gala's or Red Delicious or whatever happens to be on sale. Okay? All right, so this recipe is pretty easy. We've got 2 cups of sugar. Whoops. We've got salt, because the world needs more salt, people. Okay, so we got a new design for the World Needs More Salt People apron, and if it works out, I think you guys are gonna love it from all the feedback. Thank you guys for all your feedback. And then we have our baking powder, baking soda. If I'm going by the recipe in order, it doesn't matter, but 1 teaspoon baking soda. I just store my baking soda in this because I get it in the big things. Now here's the thing, it takes 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Just so you're not dirtying spoons, 3 teaspoons equals 1 tablespoon. Okay, there we go. So now I only dirtied 1. Then we have 2 cups of flour right here. Now, I'm making this one gluten-free for me. I have a regular one in the oven. Actually, I have 2 in the oven. But I have not had any gluten-free baked products for a while. Oops, sorry about that, Dave. Just threw an apple at Dave. So, I am doing this one gluten-free for me. This is just gluten-free baking mix. It's nothing. It's Pamela's, the one I like the most. Now, when you're making these recipes, you don't always have to sift your flour. I use the whisk just to get all the clumps out, but that's all you have to do. It doesn't have to be anything major, okay? All right, then we're gonna put in our, oh, this is weird, huh? Then we're gonna put in our vegetable oil. Just plain vegetable oil, nothing fancy. Just regular canola oil. Then we're gonna put in, oops, I shouldn't have done that. Oh well. 2 eggs. Right there. Okay. And then we have our apples. So I'm gonna stir all this together first, and it's really, really, really super thick. Okay, so I'm just gonna stir it with a spoon, no biggie. Okay, then you're gonna want your 3 cups of apples. Oh dear. Just a second here. magic of television had to happen a little bit early here. Okay. So I just quickly slice up all the apples just like so. Nothing rocket science here. That's not takeout tea, is it, Ellie? You come from the Queen of Frugal and you are buying a takeout tea? But Ellie is good because she is completely debt-free and she has a healthy savings account. So she can go buy her tea. All right, so there you go. Now, this is the bag that the apples came in. I just set this on the counter so it'd be easy to just throw away when I need to cut the apples. There we go. Okay, then we just stir this around just like so. Oh, yum.
Looks really good.
Sorry for the sheet.
Now, if you use gluten-free flour, this is gluten-free, dairy-free, guys, so you can use this if you are on a restricted diet. That's what I keep saying. So our Dining Iodine cookbook, I'm gluten-free, dairy-free, guys, and I cook like, I don't cook the yeast breads, but about, I'd say 90% of the recipes in here I can use with just a little bit of modification, or they already are gluten-free. Okay, so now you can put this in a 9x13 pan. Now the link is on our website, and if you want it to look like the website picture, then just put it in a round pan like this and do 2 of those. Okay, and you want to grease it, and you just smush it down like this, and that's it. Okay. All right, so then we're gonna stick that in the oven.
You want me to come up or
Yeah.
are we done?
People are loving on your pans and bowls, and Elizabeth said even the apples are color
Thank you.
coordinated.
Okay, that I did not do on purpose. Okay, and then you have this luscious apple cake
What? That was fast.
right there.
Wow.
So, I mean, I had most of the apples cut up earlier, but you saw how fast it took me to cut that one apple, so it doesn't take long to cook at home, guys. And here's the thing. People all the time say, I don't have time to cook at home. Yes, you do. It's not a matter of time. It's a matter of how you're spending your time. And here's the thing. Let's say you make $20 an hour at your job, and you go and get takeout to the tune of $30 to $40. That means you just worked more than 2 hours because you have to pay taxes. So you worked about 2.5 hours after taxes. That doesn't include after you pay for gas and clothes and all that stuff. So you're probably looking closer to 3 hours. You work 3 hours to save yourself 20 minutes in the kitchen when you get home. Is that really worth it? If it is, you go right ahead. But I don't know one woman who would say working 3 hours is worth not having to do 20 minutes in the kitchen.
Wow, that was a brilliant way to say it.
That's because I'm just smart.
Yes, you are.
Because I think of these things. Okay, so we're going to have Mike do a little test here. Okay, here we go. Ooh, it's super hot. Now you can serve this with ice cream or whipped cream or whatever you want. Or just like it is.
Did I tell you that Linda said shout out to Grandma?
My grandma?
Well, because it's Grandma's recipe.
Yes. So this is my mom's recipe. I don't know where she got it from.
The one that you're going to be doing podcasts of here.
Yeah, actually, I was just thinking, maybe we can get a podcast up Friday. We have to set a goal.
Wow.
What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
No, about the apple cake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
It's really good, but there's a familiar flavor that's something familiar. What is it?
Like apples?
No, it's a different part of the flavor.
Well, it's kind of like a coffee type cake sort of
It's really
apple-y
good.
thing.
What is that
But-
flavor? It's really delicious. Oh, it's some other thing that was really
Okay,
good.
so I'm going to give you guys a few tips here for apples. Now, let's say you happen to get a whole bunch of free apples.
Sorry, you mentioned about how you're gluten-free and you do the gluten-free thing, but Virginia is asking, is gluten-free flour like an even exchange for regular?
Yes, it is. If it says 1 for 1 on the bag. So the Pamela's that I use is 1 for 1. But not all gluten-free flours are the same. I've heard King Arthur's is probably the best. And then Pamela's is second, which is what I use. And I just haven't tried the King Arthur yet.
Yeah, that's really good. Can I
So-
remember? Oh, who was it? Somebody wanted to see, I think it was Nancy. What's the cute little measuring cup you're measuring it to? It's really awesome.
Do you recognize this
It looks very familiar.
from today? That email I sent you?
Oh, really? No. I'll have to go back and look again.
Mom got this for me. I don't know where she got it at. Maybe Cracker Barrel? I'm not sure. Okay, so let's say you get a... No. Now, what did you say this morning?
Ooh.
Oh, man. Just,
Man, she remembers everything.
I guess.
You caught red-handed.
No. I'm like, whoa, okay.
Is this for you to eat?
What?
I didn't even eat a whole
Yes.
slice, woman. What are you saying?
It's good.
I'm gonna sell it.
You gotta sell it. Okay. If you guys have a kid that will eat like 3 bites of apple and then throw it away, first of all, slice up the apple and only give him part of it. But if you find, he left a half an apple or a quarter of an apple or 3/4 of an apple, whatever, save that apple by cutting it up, putting it in a little dish, and putting some oatmeal and a little bit of cinnamon and sugar on top, and you have a little mini oatmeal cobbler that you could make. Drizzle a little butter on top, little mini apple cobbler. To freeze apples, you just can core and slice them and put them in freezer bags in whatever size you use, 1 cup, 2 cup portions, however. If you want the apples to be crisp, store them in the refrigerator and not on the counter. When you're making baked apples, you can put anything you want in the center. You can put candied pineapple, orange peel, ginger, peaches, berries, raisins, honey, corn syrup, or even marshmallows. Then, now all these tips are on our website, guys, so go check them out. Then, of course, you can use it for things like our apple cake, applesauce, apple crisp, put in oatmeal. You can dehydrate, slice them thin and dehydrate them and put them on a dehydrator or in your oven and let them dehydrate, and then just put them in oatmeal for granola, that kind of thing.
We had a question on the recipe, sorry. Linda said, please ask if vanilla goes in it. I was trying to see if there's vanilla in the recipe.
Not on this one.
Nope.
Mm-mm. Now you can put nuts, but I left out the nuts and I shouldn't have because I forgot. But you can put nuts in it if you want. So anyway, okay. Any other questions?
Whoops. No, I don't think any. There were some regular questions, but not about the recipe. So if you want to go on, we can get to this later.
Well, go ahead.
Well, like about how much snow we've gotten and.
Oh, okay.
Stuff
All
like
right,
that.
so we're going to talk about tomorrow's Halloween. Okay, tomorrow's Halloween. So I thought I would share a few leftover candy tips. Now, you may be saying, who has leftover candy? But actually, my kids do have leftover candy. I'm surprised.
Ooh.
I do not limit the amount of candy I let my kids have.
Whoa.
It's their candy. They earned it walking all over creation to get it. I let them eat whatever they want. Now, if they're going to eat it right before dinner or something, I'll make them wait until after dinner. But I don't sit there and say you have to have one piece of candy every day between now and Christmas or whatever. Here's the thing. And I commented on this. Our friends, the Economides, shared an article about how maybe you shouldn't limit the amount of candy you have for your kids. Here's the thing. Okay, you guys want Tara's 2 cents?
Ooh, uh-oh.
Stop micromanaging your kids.
I was thinking it was going to be get it together, people.
Here's the thing I noticed when I was reading this article. And it was a great article, and they said exactly what I said. I don't limit the amount of candy that my kids have. But here's the thing that I've noticed. Parents want to micromanage every little detail in their kids' lives. And they don't give their kids any freedom at all. But they don't discipline their kids. Or they don't make their kids do chores. Or that kind of thing. So, stop micromanaging every little detail of your kid's life like that. And instead, teach them to be responsible adults. And teach them how to... I mean, I know people who have never had their kids do chores ever. Their kids don't know how to live, and then their kids go on this rebellious streak when they leave home because they've never been taught responsibility. So, I make sure, to do things like, if it's right before dinner, I don't let them eat a bunch of stuff or whatever. But at the same time, if they want to go down to their room and get a piece of candy, I let them just go down to their room and get a piece of candy. It's not that big of a deal. And I will tell you, every single kid, by the time Christmas comes around and we do our Christmas room declutter before Christmas, because we always go through their rooms before Christmas to get rid of toys to make room for the new stuff, I always find some candy left over from Halloween. So, anyway, that's my little 2 cents about that. But leftover Halloween candy tips. First of all, you can freeze candy like chocolate up to a year in the freezer. Now, don't freeze hard candies. Hard candies will last till doomsday and you're fine. But candies like chocolates will last in the freezer up to a year. Candies like Starburst or Skittles, those kind of things, they will get hard after about 6 months or so. So those you kind of need to either eat or just get rid of them. Use your leftover Halloween candy for baking for Christmas, or if it's hard candies and stuff, save it for the kids to use to make gingerbread houses for Christmas. Go after Halloween, and if they have a good discount on the candy, like 50 to 75%, that's when Mom and I go and we buy all of the Hershey's Kisses and all the Hershey's little bars, and we use those for our fudge for Christmas baking. So you can sometimes get a bag of chocolate for $1, and it's like a third or quarter of the price, bless you, of buying it at regular price for your Christmas candy. Chop up all those candy bars and use them in milkshakes. Chop them up, use them on the top of cakes, that kind of thing. Put them in brownies. Top them with brownies.
So we have a question, or if these are in the books, these tips.
So these tips are in our Halloween book, but these are on our website. So Mike will get you a link for that.
I've been sharing the links at Living on a Dime, or I've been sharing the links in the comments, and you can also go to livingonadime.com, and I'm about to, they're in the show notes there, but I'm about to make it go on the front page too.
Yep. Then you can take the little Hershey's Kisses and you can put one in the center of a sugar cookie for, the little, what are they called? Kiss cookies or something like that. You can take sugar cookies and take a Jolly Rancher or another kind of cookie like that, cut out a little section in the center and make a stained glass cookies. You can do that. If there's some kinds of candies that the kids don't like, you can pick them out and put them in a pretty bowl and give them to Grandma and Grandpa for a little gift or something like that if they like a particular candy that your kids don't like. And the next thing you can do is you can chop them up and use them instead of chocolate chips. Just use them like you would regular baking in your chocolate chips. And we've got a couple of recipes right there that you can use. Okay, so
Wow.
that's our tip of the day.
Woo!
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
So if you missed it, the recipe for the apple cake is in Dining on a Dime cookbook,
Page 288.
and I'm also sharing it in the comments. So I think Pamela, if you were saying you couldn't find it in there, it's 288 in the 20th anniversary. If you have a different one, then it might be a different page, but there's an index in the back.
And if you're watching this after January, it's the 20th anniversary softcover edition.
Yes.
Wow.
So anyway, yeah. Okay, questions.
Oh my.
What?
One Halloween I hid the kids' candy in the oven because they were fighting over it. Needless to say, Sunday morning I turned on the oven. Well, we all know what happened. Plastic and melted chocolate. It's funny now every Halloween. Oh man.
So it's hilarious because every Halloween, Ellie would come home and she would dump all her candy on the floor and she would sort every candy by like item. And now Jack does the same thing. It's hilarious.
We all used
Ooh.
to do it.
Oh
Yeah, but-
yes. I didn't think about this. Cheryl said, "Don't forget to mention your directions to make a candy wreath. They make great gifts." And
Oh yeah,
oh,
so
she says fun to take to senior home.
yeah, I totally forgot about our Christmas candy wreath. So Michael put a link in there. He'll go in and get it for you. But Mom has a thing that she came up with, and it's called a Christmas candy wreath. And you take a coat hanger, you make a circle, or you can go to Dollar Tree now and get the wreath bases. And you tie candies. Candies that have the ends on them, like Tootsie Rolls, Jelly Ranchers, Peppermints, those kinds of things. And you tie them on the candy wreath. And then you put tie a pair of scissors on there. And then you hang it on your door, and when everybody comes in or leaves, they can cut off a piece of candy to have. Jack, are you going to come show Nan? Okay, he's going to show Nan his Halloween costume. Bacon, 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 bacon. Everybody loves bacon. Or are you going to be bacon when you go? You're going to have bacon with your buds?
I won't be bacon.
Yay!
All right.
Oh, and Sandra has said multiple times in here she was lucky enough to win one before, and she's so happy about it.
Yay!
Thank you so much for telling us how much you appreciate that.
So I do send you the tracking link when I ship your books. So when you email me, I do send the tracking link. So anyway,
I think we
all right.
answered all those.
Okay.
And everything else that's coming up is about the book still. So cute, Jack. Everybody's loving Jack. Hey, Jack.
Huh?
Did we have a good time today and yesterday?
Yay!
Yay?
We did.
So we got a good opportunity to go sledding with Ellie.
Dad
which is
ran
really
over
nice.
me.
Yeah, I did kind of run over him.
Oh, now Mom finds this out?
Well, I was trying to steer away from him, and then he moved in the direction I was, and I opted to run over his arm rather than hit him in the head. I was coming down the hill on the sled, and
My
those
poor
of you who have been
child.
sledding know that once gravity takes over on ice, you can steer, but not a whole lot. So thankfully, he didn't get seriously hurt, which is great. After that, we were trying to be a little more careful about not being too close to each other. We had a great
He
time.
my arm. That's it.
And the funny thing is, yesterday I was thinking, I don't really feel like going sledding and all, but every time we do, it's awesome. So, yay, we had a good time.
All right, guys, we will be back on Monday. We're going to start with Thanksgiving recipes on Monday.
Do we have any snow left?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because there's a lot of great recipes for Thanksgiving, so.
All
Are
right,
you ready to go?
cool.
You ready to go?
I don't know. Do we have any last questions, or are we good?
Let me check really quick here.
Okay. All right, please like, subscribe, and share. Please visit us at livingonadime.com so you can live on a dime to grow rich.
Yes, because it's not just about living on a dime, so you can be sad all your life.
living on a dime so you can have a wonderful, debt-free life. Oh, Nan, his card came today, just so you know.
A richer life in every way.
And thank you, all of you who've been answering my polls about the planners and aprons and all of that on Facebook. I greatly appreciate your input as we are trying to figure this out. So, we will see you guys later. Have a great evening and a great weekend, and don't eat too much Halloween candy.
And thanks for being here with us. Bye.